Hi everyone, I hope everybody's doing good today. It is overcast. You can see the sky. It was raining earlier, not hard, but raining, and we were gonna mow today, but it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to for a few days if the weather report is right, because it's supposed to rain pretty much. Not all day, but enough to keep the grass wet, and you definitely don't want to mow it when it's wet. You are going to cause problems for your mower, or riding mower and mower. But I've got everybody out here, all my plants. There wasn't any use of pulling them out here, in this area, because it's not sunny today. But they're in the garage, and they stayed there overnight, and it's going to be warm enough for the next 3 or 4 more days to where they can stay out here. But then I think it's supposed to get cold again, but maybe that'll change, by the time it comes around. I hope so. I'd like to be able to leave them out here, period, and stop toting them back and forth. But let's see, show you what they're looking like in here. I repotted every one of these because they were turning yellow, and these were the ones that had mushrooms growing in them. None of the others have, but this one, I guess part of the soil I used, one little area must have had mushroom spores in it. So for now, I've got them in some of that Vigoro, but I'm not that excited about it either. It's got lots of big old pieces of what they call forest products. In the ingredients, if the first thing you see is forest products in the ingredients of your soil, you might want to think about something else. I always try to look for, and Joe does too, like if they have a bag that's been busted open to where you can see what the actual soil looks like, and that one's kind of getting, I'm gonna put it on the end. It's, and you don't want pieces of pallets and everything else, what it looks like in there, big old chunks of limbs and stuff. I emptied it where I repotted them. I'd put it in the dirt. There was some dirt in that, and I was throwing the pieces of wood in that little pot right there. And I dumped it out there on my flower area where that stump is. I don't know if it's probably covered over now, but it had big old pieces of sticks in it. I couldn't hardly pot this stuff up for all the sticks. So anyway, I broke down and ordered some of what I used last year, and I'm gonna have to repot some of these, whichever one that was. I think it was called Terracraft or something. It's got so much peat in it, they're not growing. They're just sitting there. So I got ordered some of the Performance Organics from Miracle Grow. I used that last year. I was having trouble with the soil that I potted everything up last year as well, and I decided to use that, and when I did, everything took off and started looking like these do right here. I mean, really. So I'm tired of messing around with these cheaper soils, and I just went ahead and ordered some of that to use, and I'm gonna have to repot. You can see, I don't know if you can see them real good, but this stuff has peat. That's peat mixed in there, and nothing's going to grow good if there's too much of that in it. It's okay to mix a little bit of peat in there, especially outside, but you don't want, when you're potting up your little tender seedlings, they're just going to sit there, and that's what's happening. So I put too much time and effort into them to just let them sit there and not be ready for when they go out in the garden. These are looking okay that I potted up. They're looking pretty good. The celery looks good. And these are the ones I did too yesterday. They're not droopy or anything. But yeah, I may have to do a lot of repotting, because soil like that has the chunks in it and stuff of wood, that's okay out there in the raised beds or something like that. But when you're potting up the little ones, you just don't want a lot of that in it. So I've been having problems. The Hyponex is what's on here. And it's got plenty of perlite in it. It's actually good soil, but I got unlucky enough in the bag that I used for potting things up that's still back there, that one area of it obviously had lots of mushroom spores, because I've pulled hundreds of them out of them, and I just got tired of doing that. And I think what was happening in there was the mushrooms were robbing the soil of all their nutrients, so the little plant wasn't doing so well. Okay, you can see this is some of that Kellogg. Look at these big pieces. Some of them, after the while, they'll break down. Some of this is from last year's, obviously, when I mixed it around, but you can see a lot of it on top. As long as the soil down underneath is good, it doesn't matter if this stuff's on the top, but that's a lot. I'm not going to buy Kellogg's again, I don't think, next year. A little late now to worry about it, but this chunk still. But like, if you dig down in here, I got to go through this. Looks, there's some mildew on that. When you dig down, you can see it looks much better. It's like composted over the winter, and a lot of that wood stuff is just rotted. And I turned it, with a shovel. But this will be fine with this wood stuff on top. I don't like it. I wish I would rather pay a little bit more from now on for some that might not have as much in it. They all have this stuff in it, though. They all have pieces of wood. I don't know if that's a lot cheaper, I'm sure, to use than other things that they put in it. I just want real dirt, because it's going to take a while for this stuff to rot, probably till next year. But anyway, yeah, this one's got the same stuff on it, but it looks real good underneath too. Right as soon as you dig under this one, it looks great. I think this one had some Miracle-Gro soil in it last year, and you can see it looks really good underneath. But on the top, you're going to see a lot of this wood stuff. I need to go through some of this and make it a little finer. Yeah, we got stuff on our hand. There. Yeah, I don't believe the sun's going to be out today. Maybe not for a few days. Yeah, I poured that stuff out here. Had big stuff like this. There's a big piece of just wood. See? Stuff like that was in it. Things are starting to grow through this. I still can't plant my seeds yet, because they'll come up, and if it frosts, it'll just kill them. So I'll have to get these as they grow up, pull them out. There's a hole right there. I'll push this stuff down into. That's going to be a nice spot for flowers this year. It's dirt off my hand. I'm just going to keep that bush thing trimmed down. Too hard to grow flowers in it the way it is. dirt under my fingernails now. Have to clean that up. I guess when you work with dirt, you get dirty, you know. It is nice out though. It's not really windy or anything. It's a nice day. I wish it was sunny so I could bring my plants out. It will be soon. I think Friday's the first day they're not calling for rain. So we'll have to probably wait to mow then. It can't be any higher than it was last week when we mowed it. I can't wait to plant. I just want to make sure that my plants have a good head start, you know, and they're nice and healthy when I put them out there, because it's very strenuous on them, you know. They get transplant shock. So I want them to be strong where they can handle it. Hello. How are y'all? Walking the dogs. If you notice though, people are funny around here. They basically won't speak. 90% or more of them, they basically won't speak unless you say something first. And I've actually said hi to, I don't know how many, several, and they wouldn't even say anything back. So I don't know what people's problems are these days, that they can't at least say hi when someone speaks to you. You know, I've looked them right in the eye and waved at some before, and they didn't wave back. I always try to be friendly, you know. Gosh, this driveway needs sealed. That'd be so expensive as long as this driveway is. I don't know how I'd ever get that done. Don't have any extra money since groceries are so high now. We don't go anywhere unnecessary. We try not to in the car because the gas is so high. We do get good gas mileage in that car, but it's still more, you know, way more than it was, you know, like twice as much, at least. I believe when we looked the other day, it was $3.89 or $3.69. So it came down a little bit. I don't know how. But, or unless that one was just gouging us over there at Kroger at one time. I guess you can't tell how much it's going to be. Every delivery they get, I'm sure the price is either up or whatever, or down a little maybe, or I remember probably about 1975, about when I started driving, I guess. I remember it was 50 cents a gallon. It actually was even cheaper than that. It was like 30 some cents a gallon. Then it went up to 50 some cents, and I remember saying, good grief, that's ridiculous. $10, I mean $5 will get you like 10 gallons. Now $5 will give you a splash. That's what I'd call it. Yeah, I figured in between it raining I'd get out here. It looks like it's trying to clear up a little bit over that way. See, the tulips are still blooming. Let's look at them. Looks like some of them fell off. You can see some of my flowers growing already. Yeah, these are about on their way out. They've been pretty this year, at least. These are flowers. And these will probably end up getting mowed over this far out. I don't know how they got way over there. Probably the seeds from last year's. And you can see some of the other ones up through here growing. They're coming back. So that's good. I'll have to get up here and clean all these leaves out and put some seeds down when it's time. I'm about out of suet. I got 2 left, and that'll be it. I guess till next month. Those woodpeckers love it. But they're eating a whole block. Not just them, the other birds too. They'll eat a whole block of it in 2 days. And even though they're like $1 and some, that ends up being, that would be 15, about 15 of them a month. I can't keep doing that. Seed's high too, for good seed. I saw a guy at Walmart, I think it was in a walkthrough maybe at a time. He paid like $21 for a 20-pound bag. That was good stuff, good seed. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Well, I think I'm gonna go in. Joy's making a seafood salad. That's what she's been doing while I was out here. And we're having some of that breaded fish from Walmart. And I'm gonna make some slaw, I believe. I don't know if we'll have anything else. We don't have any. I don't think we have any kind of French fries or anything. But we'll see. Always come up with something. So I hope y'all enjoyed this walk and garden progress update. If you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so that you get all my videos as soon as they come out. All right, everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you later on. God bless.